In this video, I want to show things that people may not understand about Islam. Even people that call themselves Muslims, I want to share some secrets of Islam. I need you to hang on till the end. I'm going to start from the idea of Sharia, what Sharia is, and show that there's no difference between Sharia and Jihad. Then I'm going to touch on the two sides of the same coin. You're going to see some voices that are antagonizing, that are violent, and supporting the genocide, supporting the killing, supporting jihad. On the other hand, you're going to see some voices that are soft. Nonetheless, they are, they say they are calling for equal representation. They are to shout. I will show you the foundation of everything, backed by something you can read and listen to first-hand testimony of somebody that lived through the system. I will be bringing in Aayan Hirsi Ali. She's somebody that grew in that Sharia environment in Somalia, for that matter. Let's see what Aayan Hirsi Ali has to tell us about Sharia.
I want to say, having lived through and touched the bottom of the promised utopia of Sharia law, the promised utopia of communism, and knowing there is nothing there but death, like poverty. There is nothing there but oppression and suppression. There's nothing there but misery. I'm in a place where now I have come to see that the only way we fight those ideologies is by getting to the bottom of what are then the solid foundations of Western civilization.
Okay, I hope you heard what she just said there. Somebody who lived in that Sharia environment. She said there is nothing there but misery and poverty and oppression. Do you know what Somalia has become now? That is where Nigeria is going. But Somalia didn't just get there in a single day. It's a gradual journey until it becomes a dysfunctional, completely non-functional society. Do you see the progression? Do you see the way Nigeria is moving? Gradually, it's going to become an anarchy. That is what Sharia turns a society into. Look at the Middle East. Look at Afghanistan. Can you point at a single country where there is no disorder among all the Islamic countries? Can you look at Libya? Can you look at like Egypt, like Iran, like Iraq, like which one? Is it Turkey you want to point to? Is it Yemen? Is it Lebanon? Everywhere jihad goes, everywhere Islam goes, everywhere Sharia goes, it is misery, it is poverty. Can you see the level of poverty in Nigeria? Who are the people that have been behind it? Majority of them are Muslims. Those who have run Nigeria aground, they are Muslims. Okay, so let's welcome Aayan Hirsi Ali again and hear more.
That is biblical. It's Judeo-Christian. It is the Sermon on the Mount. I mean, there is no denying it. It is the principles on which America is founded on. And right now, America has been served well. But over time, I think if you have two competing ideas, it's the idea of communism, it's the idea of Islamism, and then it's the idea of America. And I want the idea of America to win, and I want to dedicate my life to that.
Hold on. By the way, this man on the screen, this is Senator Ted Cruz, for those who may not know him. Now, so Senator Ted Cruz is hosting Aayan Hirsi Ali. Aayan Hirsi Ali fled Somalia decades ago, and for some time she was a member of parliament in the Netherlands. She has some other things to say. But notice what she said, that it's a competition between ideologies, between Western civilization and communist and Islam. Do you notice that communism, socialism, and Islamism, they always go together? Do you see the point that Muslims don't have problem with Russia and China because they are communist countries, but they have problem with US and UK because they are Christian countries, and yet the common man on the street will say, oh, it's the same religion. We're from the same God. If it's the same religion, why is it that they are more comfortable with China and with Russia, which are communist countries? Why do they fight the Jews and the Christians every day of their lives if it is from the same God? So there is something that groups Islam and communism together. Open your eyes and understand. When Iran was overthrown in 1978, 1979, the revolution of Iran, it was an alliance between Islamists and communism. Okay? But when they toppled the Western-style government in Iran, then the Islamists destroyed all the communists, and now they call it Islamic government. That is exactly what is going to happen. All the people that are supporting Islam, and they are leftists, they are socialists, they are communists, you will be roasted. They will eat you for dinner. Once they get rid of Christians and Jews, and then they establish an Islamic government, they're going to destroy you. That's what you don't know. But let's watch more.
Amen. Let me ask you, we were talking about the Muslim Brotherhood. For our listeners, tell them, what is the Muslim Brotherhood? As you know, I have legislation I've introduced in multiple Congresses to designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. And in the first Trump administration, I came close to succeeding. I didn't quite convince the president in the first term to designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. I believe I will succeed in the second term. I think we're going to get it designated. But tell us, give us a little bit of history and context of what the Brotherhood is, and your judgment on whether it is in fact a terrorist organization and should be designated as such.
I think the challenge for you, Senator Cruz, is going to be that you are going to have to understand the two concepts.
Please pay attention here. And everybody needs to understand this. Pay attention to what she's going to say. And then after that, I'll show you from the Nigerian perspective. Let's continue. She said you have to understand two concepts.
As you legislate, and it's going to be difficult, but I think you can do it. One part of it is the terrorist aspect of it, which is the application of jihad or violence.
Yep.
The other aspect, the other side of the Muslim Brotherhood is the subversive effort, which we have had. We are an open society. Maybe we'll debate what an open society means or doesn't mean. But it's easy to access open societies if you are a subversive, if you apply the subversive method. And so for you, on a legislative basis, you will have to not only address the terrorist aspect, which carries the violence, but also the da'wah, the subversive part of it. The Muslim Brotherhood was founded in 1928 by a teacher, Hassan al-Banna, in Egypt.
Did you hear what she said? You have to confront the terrorist aspect, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, the Fulani terrorists. You have to confront that. People need to understand that it's the same Islam. And the other side, the more subtle ones, the ones that are doing dawah, it is the same thing. It is the same thing. So at this juncture, I want to show you what I mean by it is the same thing. Let's bring it to Nigerian situation. It's the same thing. Pay attention. Pay attention to these guys that I'll be showing you on the screen. Who is this? This is Sheikh Gumi. Do you see what he's saying on the screen? Don't vote for politicians who will attack and kill the bandits. They are warriors in the forests. So Islamic cleric tells northerners, this is what normally goes on in the north. They know who the terrorists are. And this kind of person is the radical, they call them the radical sheikhs. But it's the same thing. That is one side of the coin. Pay attention to what he's saying. This is Sheikh Gumi again. This one was said recently. He tells Tinubu to cut ties with US if Trump fails to withdraw military threat. It is the same thing. So this is one side. I'm still showing one side. This is it. It is still the same side. Boko Haram terrorists are our Muslim brothers. This was a minister, Pantami. This was when Pantami was in government with Buhari. They are saying that soldiers should not kill them. They are our Muslim brothers. Minister Pantami. This was a sitting minister that admitted this. And yet, people are not going to wake up. Let's go on. This one that you're seeing on the screen, this particular man is the other side, who is like Dawa sort of thing. He's not going to say terrorists are our brothers, but he keeps on antagonizing the government, keeps on antagonizing Christians, keeps on bringing all forms of allegations to confuse people, to make you not believe. He says he's fighting for the rights of Muslims. He says the Muslims are marginalized. All kinds of, it's the same thing. This is the second side of the coin. And I'm going to show you that even from Islam's own perspective, it is the same thing. This is the same man agitating and fighting for the rights of Muslims. Muslims have been oppressed. It's a lie. He knows what he is doing. It is the same thing. On one hand, the Fulanis, the Boko Haram soldiers, the ISWAP army, they are going into villages, killing people, and Pantami and the rest, and Gumi, they're going to be supporting them, giving them all the ammunition they need. And these ones in town will be trying to calm your nerves and try to agitate that, no, the Muslims have been oppressed. The Muslims have been marginalized. Unless you understand this game, that it is all part of Islamization, you are cooked. Any society that fails to realize this, you are gone. This is the same problem that is being faced in the West. You find people that are fighting, throwing bombs, killing people, slaughtering. Then you find the other ones on campuses who are saying they're protesting to free Palestine. That's why you're going to find somebody that has just become the mayor of New York City, Zora Mamdani. It is the same game. You need to realize it. Okay, so I have some other things to show. Look at the screen. What do you see on the screen? Little Green Book. This was the man, together with communists, that overthrew the government in Iran. And immediately they overthrew the government, they slaughtered all the people that joined hands with them to overthrow the government. And so they established Islamic Empire. Before they took government, it was an alliance of communists and socialists and Islamists. They were in bed to destroy Western influence. That's what is happening in Nigeria. Boko Haram simply means forbidden book. They're referring to Western education as forbidden book. And that's why they are fighting. It's not as if anybody is oppressing them. It's a competition. Islam is a competition with the West. It is not a religion. It's a movement. It's a controlling force. The real purpose of Islam is actually to eradicate any Judeo-Christian influence. It's an Eastern movement versus a Western movement. That is why every time you engage a Muslim, they will always talk about Israel and America, Israel and America. Because Islam was put down, was established to overthrow Christian influence in the world. It is not a religion. The religious aspect, it is just to fool people and to subjugate and to make people think it is from God. It has nothing to do with God. Let me read to you some aspect of this book. I'm going to read to you from page 12. I'll enlarge it so you can see what I'm saying very clearly. Okay, here we go. Let's read it together. In certain cases, I'm reading here. In certain cases, deception is necessary for the maintenance of Islam. Did you hear that? In certain cases, deception is necessary for the maintenance of Islam. That is it. It is not anything from God. It is to subvert. I'll go back to Aayan Hirsi Ali. It is to subvert. And they are going to use propaganda. Dawah is propaganda. Muslims know that. Dawah is propaganda. It is to deceive you, and so that they will subvert your society. And the moment Islam takes over, you are cooked. You are in trouble. Let's read more. So he said, deception is necessary for the maintenance of Islam and of religion in general. This of religion in general is a lie. How does he know that other religions are using deception? But he has to add this to make you not too uncomfortable. He has said what he wanted to say here. He said, deception is necessary for the maintenance of Islam. This is a Muslim talking. He then added, and of religion in general. That's a lie. He said, without it, faith could not survive. Islamic faith cannot survive without deception. Let us read on. If anyone, in the guise of pursuing Islamic justice, interprets the law in a manner contrary to the divine will, he has committed the sin of innovation. Did you hear that? Learned men are bound to condemn him, or they will themselves be condemned. That is what people like Sultan of Sokoto, that's why they are there. They will antagonize the government once the government is not going in an Islamic direction. That's why Gumi is there. That is why Isiaq, Akintola is there, and all the sheikhs. Once government is not going in an Islamic way, then they will be condemning that government. Listen, I want to read another place for you to see. This is page 20 of the same book. What is the title? Media and Propaganda. This is what Isiaq is running. Isiaq Akintola. He is running the media and propaganda aspect of jihad. Let's read. I want to make it bold so that you can read it also. Okay. So, let's read. We have a duty to create an Islamic republic, and to that end, our first obligation is the creation of a system of propaganda. Did you hear that? Our first obligation is the creation of a system of propaganda. This has always been the way things work. Once a few people sit down together, think matters out together, make decisions, it follows that propaganda will emerge. Then, little by little, others who think the same way are attracted to the group, and it increases in size. Ultimately, the group and its propaganda becomes a force that can infiltrate a huge system of government or even bring about its downfall. How was the government of Goodluck Jonathan brought down? It was like this, by Tinubu and Buhari and some other people. It is all in Islam. Several faces of the same thing. Listen to this. Radio and television are allowed if they are used for the broadcasting of news or sermons, for the spreading of good educational materials, for publicizing the products and curiosities of the planet. But they must prohibit singing, music, anti-Islamic laws, the lauding of tyrants, mendacious words, not like that. So, that is it. Under an Islamic, when the Islamic government is not there, propaganda is going to be used. You've seen it on page 12 that lying, deception is necessary for the maintenance of Islam. Having proved that this, and by the way, this is by a Shia government. And some people are going to say, oh, well, Shia government, Sunnis are different. It's a lie. Sunnis are not different. When they have a common enemy, they will pull resources together and fight you and destroy you. They may fight among themselves later. That is their own business. But they will first make sure that they overthrow any government that they do not like. I'll go back to Aayan Hirsi Ali very soon. But if you just open your eyes and see, that is exactly what is happening in Nigeria until everything is Islamized. This is the time to join hands together and fight this evil system. It is not a religion. It's a competition with Western system. It's a competition with Judeo-Christian values. It's an evil force versus the force of good. That's what it is. Let's go back to Aayan Hirsi Ali.
And what he understood was that he had to deal with the fragmentation of Islam as he understood it. Islam was no longer an empire. Islam now was subjugated to the European powers that had developed nation states. In the nation state of Egypt, he understood that if he ever wanted to get state power, he would have to work very slowly and bottom up, start with the individual, the family, society. He preached about forming charities. And then over time...
She's talking about the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt.
And time for them seems a completely different concept than what we have. Having persuaded as many people as possible.
Please pay attention. This is part of the propaganda that I read to you in the little green book. This is how they do it. They bring together as many people as possible, then they strike when it is convenient.
Taking on the levers of the state. That is the method that they apply. They've honed it. This is a method that's now become improved over time. In Arab countries, it no longer works because Arab dominating governments have come to understand that this thing has come for them. So now they work in Europe and in America. They set up mosques and then schools, Islamic centers. They'll apply a whole neighborhood, and over time they want to grow. And like do you remember the litmus paper when you drop?
Sure.
It's just the way it spreads. That is the way they want to take over societies, and they have succeeded. I mean, look at Dearborn, Michigan, for us in the United States of America. But when you go to the UK, France, Sweden, these are societies that are being taken over as they watch it, and they stand there and they all say, there's nothing we can do because the Constitution. So the local constitutions, the national constitutions, have become documents that the Muslim Brotherhood can wave to say, you can't stop us because everything we do is legal. Everything we do is peaceful or nonviolent. They'll apply the violence when they need it. But really, they don't need to apply the violence because with
so explain to an American who has not seen it. You just talked about how European countries were taken over by the Brotherhood and Islamists. Make that real. Explain what that means and what exactly has happened, because I think that is a powerful warning to what could happen here as well.
When I was a member of parliament in 2006, and I was brought in to be the voice of modernity and Westernism. Here's a woman from Somalia, whatever, and look at her. She has assimilated, blah, blah, blah. So they brought me in. But then in 2006, we had local elections. The local elections, the Netherlands is a very small country, and there are 4 large cities: The Hague, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Utrecht. If my party, the VVD, which was the center-right party, wanted to win any of these urban cities, I had to be told to go there and say Islam is a religion of peace. I said, I'm not going to say anything of the sort.
Did you hear that? You have to keep saying Islam is a religion of peace. And being from Somalia, she understands, no, that's not correct. This was when she was in the Netherlands.
I've got 6 armed guards. I'm not going to say Islam is a religion of peace.
Okay, repeat that for a second. You had 6 armed guards. Why is that? Who was trying to kill you?
what I was, the people who were trying to kill me was the protected minority of Muslims, many of them who were radicalized by the local Muslim Brotherhood.
Did you hear that? That is the jihad aspect, going after people, killing people, while the other side of the coin will be doing the dawah and be telling you Islam is peaceful, it's not bad, let's implement Sharia, it's only for Muslims, that kind of thing. It doesn't affect others. You do your own, I do my own. There's no compulsion in religion. To you, your religion, to me, my religion. All that kind of dawah. It is the same thing. It is the same thing. They know where they meet. It is to deceive you until they take over. Pay attention.
The Netherlands. And the local Muslim Brotherhood had control of the larger Muslim communities. And at that point, we knew that not all Muslims in the Netherlands were loyal to them, but it was like the mafia.
Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? It was like a mafia. Even if you are not loyal to them, you cannot do anything. Northern Nigeria is cooked, is gone. They simply tell people who to vote for, and they dare not reject. Did you see this guy? Did I show it to you? Maybe you did not. I'm going to show you once again. Did you see this? What is this saying? Don't vote for politicians who will attack and kill bandits. They are our warriors in forest. Islamic really tells Northerners. This is how Northerners are told what to do. And if they don't do it, then the terrorists will go after them and kill them. This is herd mentality. They all must go in one direction. They don't have their own mind. This is what Islamic society is. Wake up, wake up. See, here is one more thing. This is the same Gumi telling the current president to cut ties with US if Trump continues to threaten military action. Trump is not threatening Muslims, he is threatening the terrorists. And Gumi says the terrorists are our warriors. So by threatening the terrorists, he is threatening Islam. And therefore, the government on the throne, the government that is pretending that it has nothing to do with Islam, that it is a secular government, they are being controlled by the caliphate. Now, the Sultan will keep quiet and be watching proceedings. These are his men. These are the people doing the dirty jobs. And they're the ones telling whoever is in power, this is what we want you to do. Don't do that. Don't do this. This is what you should do. Open your eyes, guys. Let Christians wake up and salvage your own country. Even if you cannot salvage Nigeria, let us work together and divide it. Let Islamists go their own way so that we can have peace of mind. I'm exposing these things. I'm not bringing anything new. I'm just trying to show you it's there under your nose. Wake up. Back to Aayan Hirsi Ali.
If you're a Muslim living in the Netherlands in one of these large cities, if they told you vote this way, you vote that way.
Did you hear that? How is that different from Northern Nigeria? I've just shown you. This is what they call Islam. It's a system of control. It has nothing to do with religion. It is to take over governments. And there is no Islam. This is the real Islam. The purpose of Islam is to dominate and to kill you if you don't follow.
And so the woman who was sort of sent in there, colored immigrant, whatever, she was saying, I can't win the votes if Aayan is making these statements about Islam and the position of women and homosexuals and Christians and Jews and all of these things. So in order for me to win the vote or to even be competitive, I have to at least accommodate them in some of these policies. Now, what are the policies that they were looking for? They wanted to enshrine Islamophobia as law. They wanted the government of the Netherlands to leave them alone so that they could treat women the way they wanted. They wanted FGM, they wanted honor killings. They just wanted
explain.
Did you hear that? How is that different from Nigeria? Even in Europe, in the Netherlands, here's the same thing. They are underneath controlling the Muslim population and telling them, this is who we want you to vote for. And the candidate is saying, if Aayan Hirsi Ali is out there in the open, being a woman from Somalia and has seen the oppression brought in by Sharia, and she was speaking against the whole thing, she's going to destroy our business. So you have to bring her on board. So they tried to woo her and told her, tell everybody that Islam is peace. And she said, I'm not going to say that. That's why they wanted to kill her. And you heard it. She said 6 armed men had to be protecting her everywhere. This is Islam. This is Islam. Don't be fooled by what people like Isiaq is saying. Isiaq Akintola, it's a lie. It's the other face of propaganda.
In the FGM.
Female genital mutilation, that is the cutting off the genitals of women. I mean, it is as a 5-year-old girl, they take, I'm talking to men here, but if you look at the female genitals, you cut the inner labia, the outer labia, and you sew so that, you know, on the day of your wedding, you can be presented to your husband as a virgin. And this is something that predated Islam, but obviously embraced by Muslims and spread across the globe by the Muslim Brotherhood. But this is some of the policies that we had to deal with. They wanted Sharia tribunals for marriage, divorce, and that sort of thing. They were bringing in Sharia in a stealthily way. And if you wanted to win these elections in these large cities, that was in the Netherlands, but now it's in France, it's in Belgium, it's in the United Kingdom, it's all over Europe.
Yep.
So we're talking about demographics which they control. And so as a politician, I think you understand numbers when it comes to winning elections, and they held those numbers. And this is what you have to understand. So you can't just legislate on the you can't just declare them a terrorist organization. You have to deal with the subversive efforts, the fact that they control schools.
How is that different from what is happening in Nigeria? The subversive aspect of it is what somebody like me will have to combat. And I need people to join so that when somebody like Isiaq is talking his trash, we will then be exposing it and we're saying, no, you are a liar. This is what Islam actually says. If you found this video very interesting, please like it and subscribe if you have not done so. Together, we can shine the light and we can fight evil and we can preserve righteousness in the land. Thank you. God bless you. Catch you in the next video.